Hi, and welcome to Machine Shop Accounting. If you're a machine shop owner or office manager trying to make sense of your accounting, today's video is for you. We're diving into how to set up a chart of accounts, the foundation of your accounting system. And I will be walking you through what accounts you need, why they matter, and how to structure them for more accurate financial statements and a better understanding of what your numbers are telling you about the financial health of your company. I have also included a free downloadable template to get you started. You can find that link in the description below. We are also going to do a demo of how to set up your chart of accounts using QuickBooks Online at the end of this video. So without further ado, let's jump in. So what exactly is a chart of accounts? Think of it like the backbone for your bookkeeping system. It's a categorized list of every type of transaction your shop will track. It tells your accounting software where to put things. So whether you're buying steel or invoicing your customers, the chart of accounts is what organizes all that data behind the scenes. Since the rest of your accounting system depends on the chart of accounts to be set up accurately, getting it right is a critical first step. Let's start off with going over the core categories in any chart of accounts. With these different categories, they each end up on a specific financial statement, the balance sheet or the income statement. We are going to start with the type of accounts you find on a balance sheet, which represents a snapshot at a given point in time of what your machine shop owns, what it owes to others, and the amount of equity in your business. First are assets, what your business owns. Think checking accounts, accounts receivable, or invoiced amounts you have yet to collect from your customers. Inventory, which is more common with shops that carry raw materials or for shops that keep an inventory of finished products on hand. And also fixed assets, like your machinery, vehicles, or buildings that your shop owns. Next are liabilities, money that you owe, like on credit cards, loans, and accounts payable, or billed amounts you have yet to pay to your vendors. And then are the equity accounts, your ownership in the business. This includes owner's equity accounts, which the layout can be varied based on your type of business structure, and your retained earnings, which is a compilation over the years of your profits and losses. Next are the categories that show up on your profit and loss or income statement. This is the more popular financial statement among business owners, as it shows how well your company made money for a given period of time. First is the income accounts, how you earn money. This can be job income, part sales, if you manufacture your own products, and can include labor income or service work performed. However your machine shop makes money, it should be included here. Next are your costs of goods sold, or COGS for short. These are your direct production expenses like raw materials, direct labor, and subcontracted work or outside processes. And then there are expenses, all of the other costs to run your shop, sometimes referred to as overhead expenses. These are items like rent, shop supplies, software, utilities, insurance, and administrative labor. I know that was a big overview in a few minutes, but I at least want you to understand that each account has an account type or category, and depending on the account type will determine where the numbers show up on your financial statements. We will dive into this more in other videos, but I wanted to first introduce you to this concept to have a better understanding why our accounts will be grouped in certain ways. All right. So let's go over the sample chart of accounts that is available for you to download below. Please note that this is a basic chart of accounts for machine shops, but it does include a lot of the major accounts that are needed. This setup is for a sole proprietor or single member LLC business. Depending on your business structure and other factors, these accounts may need to be structured differently. If you need additional assistance with this, we offer accounting system setup services. We will have links below if this is a service you would be interested in checking out. With that said, let's jump in and show you how to actually set this up. Let's start with a few best practices to follow. First, use account numbers. This may be an option you need to turn on in your accounting software, but it helps to keep accounts more organized. Start with 1000s for assets, 2000s for liabilities, 3000s for equity accounts, 4000s for income, 5,000s for cost of goods sold, and 6,000s for expenses. Second, don't overcomplicate this. Avoid having a separate account for every single item. For instance, you don't need paper as its own account. Office supplies like this are grouped together and put into an account called Office Expense. Last, leave room to grow. You might expand services or reporting later. Build flexibility into your numbering system. For instance, you will notice that money-related accounts jump by 10 in the numbering sequence. If you happen to get another checking account in the future, then you have space to enter the second account as number 1001 and still keep your ordering together. Let's take a look at where you would go to set up your chart of accounts. In this example, we will be using QuickBooks Online, but no matter what accounting software you are using, you should have access to a similar setup. First, let's head to our settings to make sure that account numbers are turned on. You will click on the gear icon in the top right corner, then click on Account and Settings. Once that screen opens, then you will select Advanced and go to the section titled Chart of Accounts. Look to see if account numbers are enabled. If you need to turn this on, click the pencil icon, toggle the switch to On, and select Show Account Numbers. Hit Save, and then Done. Next, to view or edit your accounts list, you can either go to Transactions on the left and then select Chart of Accounts, or you can click the gear icon and select Chart of Accounts from there. Once you are in the Chart of Accounts screen, you can begin to go through and see what accounts may need to be edited or added. Keep in mind that some of the accounts are used by the software and cannot be deleted. Don't worry if you come across this and get a warning from the system. Now let's jump in and see how you can add new accounts or even edit your current chart to make sure it's all set up correctly. If you have already been using QuickBooks Online, you likely already have a list of accounts. I suggest you work your way through and make sure that they are listed correctly for the account type, and if you are adding numbering, go ahead and add those in as well. Keep in mind when you are editing that you already have transactions linked to that account. So don't make big changes, such as changing from an asset to an expense, unless it was truly marked incorrectly and has been used as such. Remember, you can reference the sample chart of account and this video as you work through. So to edit your accounts, hit the drop-down arrow and select Edit. From the Edit Account screen, work your way from the top to the bottom. Here you can edit the account name, add or change the account number, select the account type and the detail type. I'm going to edit this sales account to job income and give it the first income account number of 4,000. I'm going to leave the account type as income and change the detail type to service/fee income. Now the detail type doesn't matter as much as the account type, but it can be a helpful tool to understand why each account is set up. You can even add more information to the description box if you find that notes will help you to remember. So we could write in here sales made from service jobs. Once you have all of the information filled out, then head down to the bottom of the screen. You can hit Save or you can click on the drop-down arrow and click Save and New. If you are editing a current list, you can hit Save and head back to your list. But if you are adding in a whole new list, use the Save and New feature. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up a new account. If you are following along with the sample chart provided, we are going to start at the top and work our way through. So let's add the business checking account. You can use a name like Chase Checking or Business Checking, whatever makes sense for your business. Then we will assign this number 1,000. From the account type list, we will choose bank, and then for the detail type, we will select checking. You do not have to add an opening balance, but you may need to. For instance, let's say you have been in business for years, but you are starting your bookkeeping as of the beginning of the year. You would enter the ending balance on your bank account statement as of December 31st. If you are unsure, you can always come back and add an opening balance. Always add good information that is verified. Accounting is not about making best guesses. Once again, you can head down to the bottom and select Save or Save and New. Work your way through the list until you have all of your accounts added. Keep in mind that if you have payroll or other more complex accounting systems going on, you will need more than the example chart of accounts we have shared. But it is a good starting point for a lot of small shops. A well-structured chart of accounts helps you to better understand job profitability, avoid confusion at tax time, and track your cash flow more accurately. You are well on your way to having an effective accounting system for your machine shop. If you need help tailoring your chart of accounts to your shop or want someone to review your setup, I offer one-on-one consultations and setup services. Check out the links below to learn more. We assist machine shops virtually across the United States. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more tips and lessons from machine shop accounting.